everyone, Jessie Bear Builds here, and in today's video we are going to be doing a build block challenge. So this challenge entails having loads of like random rooms and things like that you have to kind of piece together, like you're building a tower of blocks or, you know, a puzzle or something like that. So this one I found on TikTok by another simmer. So they've uploaded the challenge and we have a series of rules that we have to follow, and basically I have to try and build something out of the blocks that have been provided on the lot that I'm going to place. So we'll jump in and I'll sort of show you what that entails and we'll get started. So this is the build block challenge that I found on TikTok by a Drunken James, and we are just going to place the lot now and we'll sort of see what we have to work with. So the rules are that I can move any of these where I want to. I can add internal walls to them as well. The only thing that I can't do is sort of overlap the boxes and things like that, and they don't all have to be touching and things, so we'll sort of have a look here. I'm going to go for a family home, and it's going to be autumnal themed because it's obviously a change of the season now and it seems fitting for the time of the year. So at the bottom there we've got an entryway, a kitchen to the right, then we'll have a dining room and living area as well at the bottom there. So I'm going to start by stacking some of these to make a second floor. So we'll pop this one in the middle there, and that can be like the sort of base of the upstairs. We'll put a bigger box at the front here, that can be a bedroom, and then we'll pop another box in here for the second bedroom. And this is where I sort of made my first mistake because I started overlapping the rooms. So I wanted to create like 2 bathrooms inside, like an ensuite and things like that, but I will take those out shortly because I realized that I've made a mistake. But we'll just rotate this one here and pop this one on the back of the downstairs as well. So I think I'm going to make like a sort of sunroom slash conservatory with this one. So here we have the basic shape of our autumnal home. So I'm just going to raise this one up on a foundation and sort of have it quite high so I can build a sort of porch area as well. And then we're going to start by roofing. So I'm going to use a big roof here in the middle just to sort of section off the biggest part of the house. And then I'm going to add a few smaller roofs around and things like that. We'll pull this one across here, and then we will add a little balcony here, and as you can see I've sort of tried to use different roofing on the conservatory area there. So we're going to use some of the glass walls that we had, and then I'm going to also use a roofing piece here to sort of section off where I want the porch area to go, or like the entryway here. So I'm just going to drag this out to the length that I want that to be. So we'll have like the stairs and things like that just going into the house. And then using the platform tool here, I'm just going to create a step up. So this is very similar to like a shell challenge in the sense that you've been given a shell, but you have to kind of create the shell yourself. I've done a few shell challenges before, so I'm sort of familiar with them, but this is the first time I've sort of built my own using the blocks. I'm going to decide where I want the stairs. So we'll put the stairs in the middle here. I feel like that's the only place they can sort of go where you can still get upstairs because of the ways that I've like placed the blocks and things like that. And then this is the moment I realized that I'm not actually allowed to overlap the room. So I'm just going to take these 2 boxes back out and I'm going to put them outside and sort of create something else with that later. So we'll just pop those out in the garden for now. So we'll just pop the walls back in and then we'll end up again with the basic shape that we had to start with. And then obviously because I'm allowed to add internal walls, I'm going to leave this one here, so that will be a bathroom. And then I'm going to add another wall as well, just here, and then that will be like a family bathroom. So we've got the ensuite and a slightly bigger one as well. And then we'll move on to the exterior. So we'll add some like dark roofing, and then I'm going to section off like the bump outs of this house with wood, and then the main base of the house is going to be this nice brown brick color. So obviously, as I said, I really want this to be like a really autumnal house, so it's going to give off very cozy vibes, and as the video goes on you'll sort of see that it's definitely fitting the autumn theme that I wanted. So again, we'll just sort of colour in the bump outs here with some wood and just add a roof onto the little sort of shed area that I'm creating out the back here. We'll do the roof trims as well with a nice brown colour to suit my colour scheme. And then I want to use this stone foundation paint here from the Seasons pack. So I feel like that definitely suits the vibe of the house. And then I wasn't too keen on this sort of part here where the window doesn't go all the way up, so I'm just going to fill this in with some stone, and I think that's not too bad. It matches the foundation there. And then for the trims here on the side, I've put put the grid up, and by using the shift key you can actually choose exactly where you want these to go, so they don't just sort of like cover the entire house, because I didn't want them everywhere. I just sort of wanted them on the places where like things sort of meet or bump out, so it brings the build all together. And then we'll move on here. We'll do some terrain paint leading up to the front door. I always love doing the terrain paint on like a bit of an angle or something, because I just feel like it looks a bit more realistic. So for the windows, I'm going to use these ones here from base game and just sort of pop these ones all around the house, just in random places wherever I think they look good. We'll fix the height on these ones here. And then I'm going to build another sort of foundationed terrace area here. So we'll add some more stairs, use the same fences that I've used all around the house on the exterior. I think they're cottage living. We'll move the shed over here, and again we'll use the same fence just to sort of draft out here where we want the back garden area to go. And I'm really pleased with how this turns out. You'll see at the end of the video the back garden is really cute and very autumnal. Again, some more of these base game windows. We'll just pop these ones in the smaller sections of the roof here, just sort of dotted around where the bigger windows wouldn't necessarily fit. And this is the finished exterior. So I've sort of done all of the terrain painting. I've added a pond and things like that. I've added some pumpkins. We've got leaf piles around the floor. There's a wishing well. And yeah, I've just gone all out with the exterior there. But I feel like that definitely looks autumnal, and it gets me really excited for the September coming up. So moving inside now, we're going to use the businesses and hobbies wooden floor throughout downstairs. And then for our entryway, I've kind of just carried in the brick that I was using outside. And then I'm just going to sort of add some wooden furniture here. And then we've got these here, which are like shoe displays from businesses and hobbies, but I'm going to use them as like my own makeshift shoe rack. So by using the 9 key, I'm just going to sort of raise up some shoes here, loads of random ones. We've got like a his and hers side there, and we'll just sort of slot these into place like so. And then I'll add some of these boxes here for storage purposes. And then this moon mirror from the werewolves pack I absolutely love, so I just popped that in there, and I think it definitely suits it a little bit. It feels autumnal. And then here we'll add some more plants, a big one just here from Cottage Living. And then I'm going to use this hutch here and size it down, because it's the only one that I kind of liked that sort of suited the rest of the theming in this room. So I'm just going to slide that into the wall as much as I can. And then obviously because I sized it down, I'm going to need to size down the clutter items that I add. So we'll just add this basket of blankets here and just pop that on the bottom. And then we'll build like a little bag hanging area here, change up the swatches on those. And then I'm going to add a clutter shelf here as well. And then underneath we'll just pop like this box of random clutter. Maybe it's the kids' school stuff and it's the autumn holidays. I don't know. And then we'll use this fringe rug here in the nice like orange and brown tones just to tie this room together. And I think that looks great in there. And that's probably all we need for our entryway for the moment. So we're going to move over here now past the hallway into the living area. So I wanted to add like a big fireplace in this room. Again, we're sort of going for like the orange and brown tones to suit the autumn theme. But just to sort of add a pop of colour, I'm going to add this blue couch here with the blankets from Paranormal Stuff. And then we will pop this chair in here. And then some of this sort of like cozy artwork from the Dream Home Decorator kit with the brown frames. Pop those on the wall there. And then these businesses and hobbies side tables here. We'll just pop a couple of those in next to the seating area. We'll add a tray here with some cozy candles and some clutter as well, a few mugs. And then we'll pop the TV up here by the fireplace. And then we'll add another basket of blankets and things here with the most perfect swatch for the autumn theme with the pumpkins. And then again, some autumn clutter. We got some more candles and like sort of a harvesting basket as well on the shelf there. And then for the kids stuff, I'm just going to add a basket of toys and then this lovely dollhouse as well, which is, I think it's just the base game. Pop it in this corner here. And then we'll add a seating area here that's going to look out onto the back garden area. Move the toys over there and add a rug in the living room. So I think I'm going to go for this one, but change it up to the yellow swatch. And then we'll add one of these here from the laundry day kit, the lovely wicker rug in the sunroom just there. And then the olive tree from it's actually from the bathroom kit, but it's one of my favorite plants, so we'll just add one of those in there as well. And that is our finished living area. Now jumping forward, I have already finished the kitchen because I think I redid this like 5 times. I don't think anyone wants to watch me build a kitchen for 20 minutes, so this is the finished kitchen. I love the blue colors and things like that. But we'll move straight on to the dining room. Again, we'll go for the same brick that we've used outside, so we'll go with this dining table here and the Dream Home Decorator chairs. I believe they are. And then what I'm going to do in the center of this table here is I'm going to sort of add some pumpkins and another candle and just sort of make like an autumn centerpiece there for the table. And then we'll use these eco lifestyle wall art here with the brown leaves, again, autumnal. And then we'll pop a side table in here, add some books and a little bit of clutter. Yeah, we've got the bookshelf there with some more plants. I really like these ones here in the jars. And then moving on to this corner, I think I'm just going to randomly add a fish tank just because I couldn't think of something to put on there. And then we'll use this piece of artwork here. I've got this lamp here from Base Game. I'll just pop that in the corner and remove the top light just to sort of make it feel a bit more cozy. And then we'll add this lovely rug here, and I think I'm going to change up the swatch slightly just so it's not so orange. And then we'll change up the curtains as well just to match the rug and tie all the colors together. And finally, we'll just go for this swatch here, which is part of the base game. I just feel like that suits the room, but that is our little dining area. And this is the back garden area that I've created. So as you can see, just by adding spandrels, I've kept the like basic shape of the build here, and I've added a hot tub outside. And then over here, we have got our little pumpkin patch. We've got a little picnic table, loads of orange plants and things, and yeah, that is our lovely back garden. So moving upstairs, I'm just going to carry the same wallpaper through that I had in the hallway downstairs and the same curtains as well that I've used throughout the house. And then in this corner here, I'm going to build a desk area, but instead of just adding some artwork or something on the wall, I thought that I would try and find a bookshelf that would fit, so it's almost like it's integrated or one big piece. So I found this one here from Discover University, I think. So I'm just going to add that one there, change up the wood swatch a little bit, and then add some clutter as well. And that's our little desk area. And then we'll add some safety railings here so the Sims don't fall down the stairs. And then because this is just like a one tile walkway, I thought I'd just fill it with some random items, so they're not going to be functional, but you know, just to sort of fill the space a little bit. And then we'll pop a sofa up here outside the bathroom door. We'll pop some music in there and a bit of clutter as well. And then we'll just clutter up some shelves on the wall here, and then we'll pop these pieces of artwork as well at the top of the stairs. We'll change up the swatch on those, and then pop a light above the stairs. Now, if you keep the grid on, your light isn't going to keep jumping up and down. I found that out the hard way. It took me so long to figure out how to put a light up above the stairs. And then we'll just go for the sleek bathroom kit here and just sort of just do a quick bathroom. I could have gone for like a really autumnal and dark theme in here, but it got really late and I got really tired, so I was like, I'm just gonna just quickly do a bathroom. But I feel like it looks good anyway. We'll pop another one of these rugs in here from Laundry Day, and that is our nice sleek family bathroom. And then same again for the ensuite here for the main bedroom. We'll just use some of the sleek bathroom kit and then move straight on to the master bedroom. So this is the parents' bedroom. We will pop a double bed in here, maybe add some of these bedside tables. These are from the Modern Luxe kit, I believe. And then we'll pop one of these blossom tables in from Seasons. Now, I don't like the way that's sort of sitting in the corner, so I am just going to size it down and pop it in the corner there. And then obviously clutter won't snap on top, so I'm just going to sort of like use the 9 key and put my own clutter and things on top of that one. Then we'll add one of these mirrors here, one of these baskets as well, put an ottoman at the end of the bed, and then some of these art pieces here with like the autumnal colours. They can go on the walls. They are from Cats and Dogs. And then we'll pop a lamp in the corner here from Businesses and Hobbies, a little chair here and a side table as well. We'll just change up the swatch on that one. And then we'll finally finish off with a rug that will tie this room all together. And then the last room of the house is the kids' room. So we'll start by just popping in this little bear chair, put a bunk bed up here with a desk underneath, one of these little plushies from Businesses and Hobbies. So I'm just going to move the bed over slightly, because if you put things underneath the stairs on a bunk bed, they just instantly become unfunctional and it's really annoying. So we'll just make sure that that's got enough room for the Sims to get up. And then we'll add some lighting here, some toys and things on the desk, centralize that slightly. I think I'm going to change the wallpaper in this one as well, because I wasn't keen on the one I had before. So we'll go for this one from Cats and Dogs to sort of tie all the colors together. And then we'll pop a bookshelf in here. This really cute little rabbit from Cottage Living, another one of the bear baskets there, and then we'll add some clutter on top of those. And that is our finished kids room and the upstairs of our autumnal house complete. So here we have the exterior fully finished for our autumnal build just in time for September. So we'll go in through the front door and have a look at the interior. We have got our entryway here, very wooden. It feels very cozy in here. This is the blue kitchen that I created. Again, it's kind of cozy, but I like the sort of the difference of the colors there, so it's not all just the same. We've got our cozy dining area here with the lovely like centerpiece that I made, which I really enjoyed. And then in here, this is just our sort of hallway with the stairs leading upstairs. I've just put a little bookshelf in there with some shoes, like they're wellies from outside. And then coming in here, we have got our sunroom and our living area as well, with the archways that sort of link everything together. I feel like there's definitely a nice flow to this house, even though I had no idea how it was going to turn out. So this is, again, the sort of the other entrance into the hallway that leads upstairs. We've got our seating area here and our little office space. We have got our bathroom in here. I really like actually how there's like a bit of a mix between like modern and country with this build. It's like, it's very interesting, but it kind of works, which I enjoy. So this is the kids' room as well. And then finally moving on to the master bedroom in here, which is, I know it's very green, but green is my favorite color, and I feel like the green and the browns just kind of really work together. And then they've got the ensuite bathroom as well in here, and then another door here just leading out onto the terrace area. And then we'll come along the side of the house here into like the sort of the back entrance to our back garden, where we've got the pumpkin patch there, and then we've got the hot tub area here. And that was our finished build block challenge. So it was definitely a fun challenge to do. I really enjoyed that one. It was quite nice to sort of like build my own shell. I didn't really have any idea how it was going to turn out or anything like that. The only thing I did know is that going into the process, I really wanted to build an autumnal house. So I was like, I can pick the right lot at least that I would be able to sort of see a vision from. So that's how we ended up where we were at the end of this one. But yeah, that was the build block challenge. If you enjoyed this challenge and want to see any other challenges in the future, do leave a comment down below, like the video, subscribe to Jessie Bear Builds. It would mean a lot to me. Thanks to Drunken James as well on TikTok for the fun challenge. I have been Jessie Bear Builds, and I will see you in the next one. I have been